morning. How are you? My name is Felicity Mudes. Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time. I have missed you. I have missed the screen, and I'm so glad that you are joining me this beautiful Saturday. Kindly let me know how you are doing. Now today we are having the incredible Hyral Matete, CEO of Angels of Sunset, joining us. I'm just going to give her a chance to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
I am alright. Thank you so much for joining us.
Karibu sana, and thank you so much for hosting me.
Oh my god, you look lovely. I love the dress. You're always looking nice. How on earth do you pull that?
You also look good.
Thank you. So now, before we delve deeper into Angels of Sunset, and that's such a beautiful name, I'm so curious to find out what inspired it. Tell us a little bit about Hyral Matete.
So my name is Hyral Matete. I am 29 years old.
What? Now, how can you be 29?
Yes, I am 29 years old.
Oh my god.
And I am a retired teacher, a model, and
God, you are setting the standard for us retired at 29. Okay, we are sorry. That is amazing.
Yes, and I run an organization called Angels of Sunset.
That is amazing. Now, what's the secret? 29 and looking like you look like?
But do I say?
So clearly, this is one of those people who will tell us, ni God tu, tumeuliza, and literally she has just, ni Mungu tu, amepita hiyo swali bila kutujibu. But anyway, so what inspired the name? Angels of Sunset.
So Angels of Sunset, it's based in Manyata. So what inspired the name is when I was on my teaching practice, a lot of children were being sent out of school for not finishing their homework. But this was not because these children were lazy or something. It was just because there are very few books that can be used in school. And for most of the teachers, these books are usually shared among, one textbook is shared among 4 or 5 people. If you went to a public school, I don't know if you went to the other school, but if you went to a public school, you share one textbook among 4 people or 3 people. So by the time these textbooks reaches you, the people who does their homework first are those people who are bright, so that they can give you. So sometimes you copy, or sometimes you wait for them to do their homework, and then they give you the textbook, so you give. So by the time it reaches you, it's already the following day, and the teacher is getting in class, and now you have not done your homework. You need to be sent out of classroom. So a lot of children were being sent out of class, and the teachers were not even being mindful of the words that they were telling these children. So a lot of I realized a lot of children's self-esteem went down. A lot of children were dropping out of school. So I felt, how would I help? And you see, in Manyata, those children, you're not so certain where you'll get your next bill. So how certain are you that your parent will buy for you a textbook? For schooling, education is just a second option for most of the children in Manyata. Provided you have food and shelter, education is just a third option. So I felt, how would I help? So that is how we started Angels of Sunset. So when the sun sets in Manyata, there is so much darkness, there is so much uncertainty. You are not sure of your next meal, you are not sure if you go back to school. When you go to school, these teachers are ridiculing you, and other pupils are also ridiculing you. So you're not even getting peace, so you don't even know where to find that peace. So an angel comes in to bring you hope, to give you this joy, to show you that there is another different world that exists. And immediately you are told you're a model. Definitely your self-confidence goes up, because most of the people associate models with beauty. So that is how we started Angels of Sunset, to boost these children's self-esteem through modeling, and also through our events. We do events every school holiday where people pay to come and watch these children perform. And part of the money we raise from our ticket sales is used to equip our community library in Manyata, and also buy a few basic school supplies for these children.
Oh my god, that is beautiful. So when the sun sets, and then there is us who are bringing in hope, we're bringing in light. That is such a beautiful thing. Now, you know, when you were talking about the whole textbook thing, I remembered This is okay. It's also, let me just say it. Way back in primary school, I was in a public school, by the way, if you did not know. And then I was always those people who had to do their homework rush hour. Not because, for me, it wasn't because exactly I didn't have textbooks and whatnot. Just a little bit of laziness. But then I used to do my homework. Remember that moment when the teacher comes in class and like, I left work yesterday. Have you finished? And then I'm grabbing people's books. Please just let me copy and finish. So I'm a little bit able to relate with what you were talking about. It is actually a huge disaster. And when you're talking about education being a secondary need to a lot of communities, especially how would they call them, this middle class or is this low income families, it is a disaster. So yeah, you are doing a beautiful thing, changing the world. Now, Angels of Sunset, I've heard you spoken about a community library, you've spoken about modeling, events. So what exactly does it entail?
So Angels of Sunset, it's a talent academy for children between the age of 3 to 16 years. So they usually go through a 3-month program where we teach them on music, dance, modeling, acting. So every school year we have thematic events. So like this year we are hosting Little Miss Kenya, next year we will be hosting a fashion show, another school holiday we will be organizing a dance event. So there are different events every time, but what we measure on is equipping these children and showing them that they can actually use their talent to use their talent as a profession and also raise funds for them to go to school.
Now that you have spoken about talents, if we're being honest, in the world that we are in as much as a lot of people are becoming woke as time goes by, but talents is usually like put on the backside, like this is not important. You go to school, you get good grades, get a job, and blah blah blah. So what is it like trying to talk to parents to even allow their kids to come? What has some of the challenges been?
There's been a lot of challenges, especially for me, even as a person. My mom sent me to a TTC to become a teacher, and then
your mom sent you, so you did not want to.
No, I didn't want to go, but I sometimes I thank God that she sent me to the TTC because I feel now that it was a stepping stone for me to do what I'm now doing in my organization. Though at first I felt like, oh my God, TTC. But I am glad that she did. So even for my mom, it was so hard for her to accept that I was dropping teaching to come and start an organization for modeling, and she was like, Kuringa tu, you want to stop being on an employment that you'll be there forever to just come and tell me that you want to model. And my mom was, at first she wasn't so supportive, and when I started Angels of Sunset, it was entirely free. I was just getting kids from Manyata and teaching them, and even their parents were not even getting what I was doing, and they were saying, hizo vitu za kuvaga tu nguo fupi hizo vitu they were not even getting what I was trying to do with their children, and most of the time they felt as if I was using their kids to get money.
Really?
Yes, they didn't understand so much about it. So those are some of the challenges that we have faced, and are just informing these parents, because even as much as people are saying that they are enlightened and they see art as a profession, most of the time when you get into a room and then you say, I am a model, and then they will just look at you as like some flower vase in the room. Your opinion won't be asked unless you go there and talk loudly that yes, I am in this room and you have to hear me. But most of the time when you say, I mean Msani, they just say, ngoja hiyo time yako ya kutuentertain ifike, and then you will do to us whatever you want to do. But our opinions on matters are a lot of times are not being heard because they just feel Usani as just some people who have dropped out of school, or some people who do not even have direction. We just need to give them some small money, and then life goes on.
Oh my God, that has been a lot. Now, you began the organization at when you were how old?
I began it in 2014.
2014. Oh my God, I don't even want to remember what I was saying. That has been a long time now, 2014. You are young, just, been teaching for a while. You'd been working?
No, I wasn't even working. I was just from TTC.
Oh my
and then I said, no, teaching is not my thing. And then I just ventured into it.
My goodness. Wasn't it scary? Like, what am I getting myself into? I haven't seen anyone who's done this before. How is this going to work out for me? Will it even work? Did you have those thoughts in your mind?
Yes, I did a lot of times. And a lot of times I even quitted. But I came back over and over. So,
oh wait, let's speak about this quitting thing for a while. Give us some juice. What happened?
So there are days when I just woke up, I felt I was giving my all to these children. I was so passionate about modeling. I just felt I just needed to give these children a little more experience from what they get in their everyday life. And most of the time when I did, I gave out, then I felt so drained because I wasn't getting any money. I still, when I'm doing events, I still ask my mom, and my mom is like, oh my God, you need to find a real job. And the parents, sometimes you go to events, you see the way you cannot predict what time an event will end, and then you bring their children back late. So there are a lot of things they were telling me, and then I say, wananyi watoto kesho mtu asirudi kwa compound yetu. And then the children just go heartbroken, and then tomorrow again they come and then they say tujaribu tu lakini hata hatutaenda kwa hizo events, tunafanya tu hapa tu kwa mtaa. And then I just felt encouraged, and then I said, let me just do with them again. So it went that way, and it grew over time. And for the longest time I enjoyed Monopoly in Kisumu because there was no Kid Talent Academy in Kisumu.
Wow, so literally you were the first.
So literally I was the first.
My
so
goodness.
when we started, so we put it out there on social media, and now we got a lot of parents from middle class and rich families getting and asking, how much are you paying? But I don't even have any amount in my head. I'm like, because it was just so exciting for me that people are getting to notice us, and people and it's finally happening for us. So it was just so exciting for me, and I didn't even want them to pay me. I just wanted the children to come and then just enjoy. But then I realized I needed to make money because I was growing old. And I needed to support my family. Kurudisha mkono. So it was so exciting when parents came. So some of the challenges that I faced being young and just excited that people are noticing you, because at that time the only thing you care about is if you go somewhere they say, you're the CEO Angels of Sunset, but you don't even have money, you don't have anything. So the only exciting thing is just the name, and then you think you're famous, but you're not even famous. It's only the few people in that circle that know you.
Can we take a moment and talk about CEO wapi akonado? How has that how has that affected you over time? Because people hear about Hyral and then they imagine, oh my God, she has money. And especially like with a lot of things that we put out on social media, it's usually not the struggles I'm facing. We put out the very best of us. Because anyway, people are not appreciative when you're like, oh my God, I'm struggling with ABCD. Everyone is like,
you're struggling.
Yeah. So how has it been affecting you? Like, hey, watu nadhani uko na do imekwaje?
I remember first I was talking about money, just maybe to share a little thing for people or girls my age who are coming up. I remember when I started Angels of Sunset, I did not even have a bank account. I have told you that I was just telling parents I was related to. So whatever a parent decides, sometimes a parent gives me 500 shillings, 1,000 bob, and then I was so excited that, oh my God, I'm in a But out there, unajifanya ni kama parents are paying 5,000 per day for their kids to be there. So I went to this program called Akili Dada. Actually, Dada is an organization that supports women who are doing things that are changing communities where they come from. So within East Africa. So I went to the organization, and just being someone who shares so much, I shared with my boyfriend, my then boyfriend, and then so he was more wiser than me, older than me. So he said, "Oh my God, this is a chance for me to make money out of this girl." So I didn't even have a bank account. I didn't even think it was important. And I feel I have met people that I have mentored who sometimes they don't even see the importance of having a bank account. The same thing I felt when I was doing that, when I was just starting. So actually Dada was supporting me with some money, and then they said, if I don't have a bank account, I will need to get a fiscal sponsor. And my boyfriend was having an organization, and I thought I was in love. This is going to be my husband. So your money is my money. So I said, you need a fiscal sponsor. I have someone who will write to me, and then actually Dada will just deposit the money to their account. So when the money was deposited to the account, it went, and the boyfriend just disappeared with the money.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You were heartbroken.
So now you're heartbroken, and then you don't even have money, and it's the first grant I ever got.
Oh my God.
And I felt the grant was going to change the face of Angels of Sunset so much, and it was also going to change me a little bit. So when he disappeared with the money, I had to start from zero, and I have to account for the money that was sent through my account. And actually Dada were coming down to the ground to see the work I have done with their money.
Oh my goodness.
But I thank God, actually Dada is such a beautiful organization that supports women, and they really understood when I told them.
So you came clean.
I came clean, and then I said, if you decide you're not going to support me, it's okay, I understand, because I've let you down. But I just came clean and told them this is what had happened. So for people,
I'm feeling traumatized on your behalf. Oh my God, how could someone do that? And this is not about you, it's about children, you know. If you're stealing from, Hyral, it's bad, but it's a little bit okay. But then now you're stealing from the community. What is wrong with people? Okay, go on, sorry.
So that is what happened. And then now, coming to your question, when you asked, when I go to events and people think that I have money, because you have to look the part.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even, you going to some events because you say, send money.
Mara mingi.
So you step back, and then you just realize people are just expecting too much from you, but sometimes it's not even people expecting too much from you. It's just your own expectation. You're just feeling, I need to buy another dress. But people even won't notice that you wore that dress the other day. So, and then when COVID hit, all the Manetta parents were coming to Angels of Sunset to give them donations. And my family was even struggling more than I think other families. So it was just crazy because they felt, niko na pesa, similar an organization. And then sometimes they see Mzungu in the picture, and then everything,
and the way our minds have just been fabricated to imagine a white person equals money. Yeah, so it's usually just so crazy for me as a person, and sometimes people expect too much. I have enough for myself and my family. Yes, I don't have enough. I don't have a lot of money as people usually think I do. Okay. Now, it's I don't know about you, but especially when you are a person working on passion, and this is my drive, and I love these children, I love helping out, and I want the world to be a better place. So how do you draw the line between this is the much I can give? I love you, I understand your pain, I understand what you're going through, but I'm not feeling like I can do that to that extent. So how are you always able to draw the line, boundaries? How does it work for you?
Sometimes I feel when you have a price tagged to something, that is when people see value, and that is when people see how serious it is. So for Angels of Sunset, for the longest time I did my stuff for free. I trained the children for free and I was getting nothing in return. So I told the parents, the children will be coming to Angels of Sunset, but it won't be entirely for free, because other parents are also paying. So as much as we accept that not our fingers are all the same, but there's a certain amount you will have to pay for your child to be here. So that is what I did. At least now other parents, they know. You know, when you pay for something, you will value it.
Yes.
When you pay for something, you will sacrifice for it. And like the other times when I told them you have to pay, and then they are just like, kufanya nini, kuja tu kujiringa, and then they didn't see value. So when I started charging, at least they felt there was value they were getting from that. So when you pay a certain fee at Angels of Sunset, when we get donations from people, we consider your children first. But it doesn't mean that all the time we'll be giving our children. So sometimes there are days we get donation, but we do not support children from Manyata. We take to kids from Kibo's School for the Blind. We take to children that have been affected by Kano floods. So we do not just focus on children in Manyata. So even when a parent complains that ata si atuna, but we say amuna, but we supported you last month, so you need to figure out for yourself, because there are also other families that are suffering, and you also need to support them.
Okay, this moment when you say now you guys are going to have to start paying, did you lose some of the clients you had?
We lost a lot of children. By the time we started in 2014, and in 2015 we were having 66 children, but none of them were paying. But the good thing was none of them were paying, but I wasn't paying rent. I was using my mom's compound, so it was a little easy. So when we started attracting families from rich backgrounds and middle class backgrounds. Some of them felt they couldn't come to train in Manyata, so we needed to rent a place. That is why we started charging the other kids from Manyata, so we can just get a little money from them, also to support our activities and administration. A lot of parents left and said, Miss Yazidi, but mtutanga kuja tuwafunze kudance, ata watch tu kwa TV na fun. So we lost, that year we lost 56 parents out of 66.
Oh my God.
We lost 56. And it was so traumatizing because they are my neighbors. So you go to the shop and they're like, chulo wa pesa marango. You feel so bad, you want to slap someone.
It's like you're stealing their money, and what you've been giving them is so much more than even what you're asking them to pay.
True. So we lost a lot of parents, but then we I can say even people who have watched Angels of Sunset grow, they've seen that curve move. So we say as much as we lost a lot of parents, we've also gained, over the years, we've gained a lot of parents on the way who really value our work, who really value what we are doing to their children.
Wow, interesting. Now, what are some of the things that you have learned running an organization this many years?
No boyfriend.
Oh my God, we cannot start with that. All right, let me just humor you. Tell us a little bit about this no boyfriends.
Because I really feel that I'm someone who, when I love you, I want to put everything out there. I want to tell you about my finances. I want to tell you about parents who are stressing me. I want to tell you every little detail about my organization. And then I feel a lot of times when you break up with people, if you didn't have genuine boyfriends, you end up being on the wrong hands. For instance, you see, we never started at Angels of Sunset. Our name wasn't Angels of Sunset. We were called Sun Angels, Angels of the Sun. So I shared so much with my boyfriend, and I was still green in the industry. And I was telling him every little detail, every vision. And when I talk about Angels of Sunset, I talk about it passionately, that you will figure it out in your head how it will work. So I shared with my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend then, I shared with him a lot about Angels of Sunset even before it started. So when I told him about this, and then I thought he was going to be supportive about it, but then when I shared, he went and registered the name and started working with the kids. So that was lesson 1 with my first boyfriend. Then we broke up, and then I went to the second boyfriend who took the money. Then we broke up. So nowadays I say, I won't share anything with my boyfriend.
Oh my god, that had to be so traumatizing. Okay, now I understand why. Alright, now I get it.
That was the stupid version of being young. See, young and famous, young and stupid. That's number 1. No boyfriend.
No boyfriend, so just
boyfriends, but not involved so much in the organization. Yeah. But if you get nice partners, I have had a few other good partners that have really supported me. So your experience won't be the same as my experience. Your heartbreak won't be the same as my heartbreak. So maybe I just had some bad boyfriends. But for me, I wouldn't advise anyone to just share out things with their boyfriends, too much things about their organization. Then have a bank account. You never know when the money will come in. After Akilidada had given me a second chance, they pushed me into another program called YGAP Kenya. So it's an international organization that supports people from Africa and the US. And then they train you for 1 week, thorough training that you even want to change your organization, and you just change your whole perspective about everything that you thought you knew. So it's just like doing a master's in one week. So they set me up into that program where I went and trained, and I feel I wasn't even ready for the grant they gave me the second time, the YGAP Kenya gave me. So when they were giving me this money, they were asking me, so we sent to which account? And then said, how should I get a fiscal sponsor again? But you don't even know if even the person your money is going to be sent to is going to give you that money. So number 2, you really need to have a bank account, because you don't know, especially if you are running a social enterprise where you're making money and you're also making profit, and you're also changing lives. You do not know when someone will say, I need to support Hyral's organization, and then they will just write for you a check, but you do not even have where it will be banked at. So number 2, someone needs to have bank account. And then you just need to have a team that is very passionate about what you're doing.
Okay, nice. So this has been so beautiful. I have had a beautiful time. Now I would like you to just, if there is anything else you'd like to share, what would it be before I get to my final question?
I'm not sure. Unless you ask me.
You're like you have a lot, you are not even sure which one to go to. So to another young woman outside there who's like, oh my god, how do I figure stuff out? Is it even actually going to work? And especially now I want us to just speak to those people who, I have a vision, but I'm so scared because I'm used to the status quo of let's go the employment way. So how can I do it? What would it be that you tell that young woman or even young man?
Sometimes it's usually so scary, and I still believe that in this world there's still a few people left with souls. So maybe you just get a mentor. I am willing to mentor anyone who wants to go that direction, and just walk with them through that journey. It's scary, but with the right mentor, you would go far. I think most of the hurdles that I have passed through is because of I got a very genuine mentor.
All right, it's good. So what is your final one? This is the problem of asking someone who has too much
and too much to share.
Yes.
So my final word, just go after your passion. It might not pay now, but it will eventually pay, and you will have fun doing what you're passionate about. And now I even see my mom is so passionate about it, because she usually says, "Wana pescari," and then there's that pescari.
Yes.
Gasorumo, and then there's that gas. But initially she didn't see, she just felt it was just a passion, a stupid passion. So just go after your passion, and one day it will pay.
Amazing. I think like you have just spoken to me on that final note, so I am thankful. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing. I would like to say a very special thank you to you who has been watching us from home. I hope that you guys got to sip your your cups of tea. I'm always telling everyone who gets to sit on this tea time thing that you will not even sip your tea. You will not. So Hyral is just sipping hers right now as we are finishing up. But I'm so grateful. It has been great hanging out with you, Hyral Matete. I look forward to doing this again. We wish you all the best in every single thing that you get to do moving forward. I will see you guys again, same time, same... Oh my God, I have forgotten it. It has been long. Same place, same time, next week. God bless you.